Hey guys, Jared Griffiths here, and I'm going to review the movie Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, which you can see here is on, which I have on Netflix here. And I want to get it on Blu-ray because they might take it off Netflix. They do sometimes, and I want to get the Criterion release on Blu-ray because I haven't got any Criterion Blu-rays yet. And I think if I can buy if I'm gonna buy something on Blu-ray that I can already watch on Netflix, it might as well be something that's got tons of great special features, which the Criterion Blu-rays tend to have. So yes, this movie is directed by Stanley Kubrick and stars my favourite comedy actor of all time, Peter Sellers, as well as George C. Scott, Sterling, Hayden, Keenan, Wynn, Slim Pickens, and Tracy Reed. Tracy Reed was also in A Shot in the Dark as Madame Ballon, George Sanders' wife in the film. And basically in this film we have Peter Sellers playing 3 different characters. He plays and they all have different nationalities. He plays Captain Lionel Mandrake, who's the British RAF exchange officer. He plays the American President, Merkin Muffley, which is the President of the United States. And do you know what a Merkin is? Go look up what a Merkin is. I'm not going to say. And he plays the title character of Dr. Strangelove, who comes in quite late in the film, considering he's the title character. He's basically a German, and he's a former Nazi. So basically, this takes place in the during the Cold War, and it's a black comedy, and also it has James Earl Jones as in this as Lieutenant Lothar Zog, who James Earl Jones, is the voice of who would later go on to be the voice of Darth Vader, and also Mufasa in The Lion King. He has a great voice here, and I can hear his voice. This is a sort of political satire film. It's a very black comedy, but and some people watch this and don't realise it is a comedy, but I think this is brilliant. It is funny, but it's very dark. It's very inoffensive considering what it's about. It's definitely one of Stanley Kubrick's least controversial films, which is funny because it's all about the Cold War. And I think Peter Sellers, you can see why I'm such a big fan of him, because he plays 3 different characters and they're all completely different, and the makeup especially makes him look like completely different characters. You can kind of see how Lionel Mandrake and Dr. Strangelove are kind of the same, might be the same actor, but with the President, Merkin Muffley, you cannot tell at all that it's the same person. He looks completely different, and he sounds completely different. And there is a funny bit where he's on the phone when he's being really nervous, and he's like, when a little bit funny in the head, and went and did a very silly thing. I find that funny because he's so kind of nervous on the phone. And Peter Sellers, he really was a brilliant actor. And this year marks the 20th anniversary of Stanley Kubrick's death, and yeah, I say Stanley Kubrick, he does seem like a very interesting bloke, you know, from what I know of him. Yeah, and this is a very good film. You know, he was American, but then he went off to live in England, and he made most of his films. I think he made all of his films in England, like even the films that were set in America or other countries. He made them there and basically recreated the country here. And this film, it definitely does feel like a British film. They definitely do get British comedy right. You know, Stanley Kubrick, he may have been American, but he gets British comedy completely right. A lot like with Blake Edwards, director who directed Peter Sellers in the Pink Panther films. He may have been American, but he really understood British comedy with him. So yeah, check it out. It is on Netflix. It's one of Peter Sellers' best films. You know, up there with the Shot in the Dark, Return of the Pink Panther, The Pink Panther Strikes Again, and this next film that I'm going to be reviewing next after this. George C. Scott was also really great in this film as what was his name? His name in this was General Buck Turgidson. Yeah, he was really I was really impressed by his performance in it. Him and Peter Sellers are really what make this film, I think. You know, I've seen George C. Scott also in the 1984 Christmas Carol, which I reviewed and was filmed you know, near where I live. Yeah, that's a very good film as well, and he was very good in that as a Scrooge. And yeah, in this film he is very good as well. He's usually a very serious actor, but he's sort of a more comedic role in this. He is very funny. So yeah, Doctor Strangelove, great film. Yeah, bye.